folks. So this is a very short little animal flow snippet. We've got a short little sequence to play with, which we'll build up to by kind of building the skills and then putting a few things together. So to begin with, you might want a mat, and then we'll move the mat to this side probably when we flow. But first of all, you're just going to come to a lunge position, so take your right leg forwards. Allow the hips to sink a little bit, and then while we're finding a bit of space in the hips, you're just going to paw at the ground, so tipping the weight into the hands, turning the wrists in all different directions, starting to warm up the wrists and the fingers for the animal flow practice. Nice. And then from there, just reach your right arm up towards the ceiling, and as you exhale, reach back like you're trying to touch the outside of your left leg. Again, reaching up, making it a twist, and exhale, reaching back. One more here, and then exhale, reach, and then from there changing sides. So I'm going to turn the other way. You can obviously just change your feet. So again, left leg forwards this time, and again pawing at the ground, so working both into the hips and warming up the wrists. So if you've not done animal flow practice before, it's a ground-based body weight movement system, which is really good for building flexibility, strength, also coordination. It's quite good fun. Bit of a kind of brain teaser aspect to it. Nice. And then left arm up to the sky. And as you exhale, reach through, try and tap the outside of your right leg. Just opening through the spine here. And then one more. Nice. Okay. So for our first animal flow pose, it's called Beast. So you're going to go to all fours, bring your knees further forwards than your hips, tuck your toes, and then bring your knees to hover about 1 inch off the floor. So you're pressing down through the hands. The back is lifting away, but it's not super rounded, not kind of going for maximum protraction. Navel's drawing into the spine. And then from here we start to lift limbs. So hover your left foot off the floor, like just enough to slide a piece of paper. Place that one down and then change it to the right side. We're trying not to shift too much left or right here, or forwards or back. Place that one down. Then we go into the hands, so hovering your right hand, just sort of like you're trying to dust the floor. Stabilizing through the left side. And then changing over. Really nice, and replace. So that one's called our beast shape, which is one of our kind of base forms for the animal flow system. And then next up we're going to do crab. So it's like you're making an M shape on the floor. Press the hands and the feet into the ground. Lift the chest, and again the bum stays about 1 inch off the floor. So this measurement is something that we have quite a lot. And then we do the same thing. So ground down through both hands on the left foot, and then lift your right foot just enough that you could skate it across the ground. So the animal flow practice, change legs, has a quality of kind of gliding. It's derived from practices of calisthenics and parkour and capoeira. So it's sort of quite fluid, as well as the animalistic, more primal qualities. Place the left foot down. So go for left hand now. This one tends to be a bit more tricky, so trying not to shift too much, trying to keep the chest open. Place that down, and then right hand lifts, and place it down. Okay, so for the little flow that we're going to be doing today, I'll show you what it looks like. And so on and so forth. So it's made up of two movements. One is a side kick through and the other is called a crab reach. So we'll build up through each of those, get familiar, and then we'll start chaining it together. So for our side kick through, it's a beast form type movement. So we're going to come back to that first shape that we made. So it's a short all fours position, knees come to hover. And to get familiar with weight transfer here, we're just going to walk forwards and backwards. So you're moving opposite hand and leg, trying to keep the hips nice and level. It's a bit similar to a bear crawl, which you might have done if you've done some strength and conditioning classes. Staying low as you can and making the movement nice and even. Really nice. Okay, so have that familiar in your body. To give your thighs a little bit of a rest, we'll alternate the progressions for each move to begin with. So coming to a crab, so our crab reach, the first thing is to get used to getting the hips up. So you keep both hands down for now, placing the hands down, the hips down, sorry, and then again pressing through to lift the hips up and going down. And we want to get to a point where we can bring the hips up as high as the knees. And that's important for protecting the spine in the move, which I'll explain in a bit. So one more here. And then coming down, really nice. Okay, so our side kick through, we just did our beast where we were traveling, moving opposite hand and leg. It's the same principle. So I start in my beast position, side kick through as the name suggests, I'm kicking sideways. I lift my right leg and my left hand, and then I kick to the left. So the left foot plants flat on the floor, right elbow is drawing back and the hips are going low. Nice stretch through the side waist here. And then to come back, join those back in, and then take it the other way. So I lift my left foot and my right hand, turn to the right, and the left leg goes through, hips go low, and the hand comes back like I'm sort of drawing a sling, or almost like you're pulling a bow, but your hand's facing the wrong way. Okay, so give that one a few goes. Tucking the toes, send the left leg to the right, and draw the left leg underneath your body, that's important. And then changing over, right leg goes through, right leg comes back underneath, left leg goes through, coming under, right leg through, come under. Do two more each side, kicking left, kicking right, hips low, lift from your belly as you come up, left and right. Nice. So that one's a side kick through. So we'll go back to the crab reach and then we'll start to look at putting the two together. So from your crab position, press the hands and the feet into the floor, open the chest, gaze wise you want to look kind of picture rail height so that the neck is in line with the spine as opposed to forwards or back, and opening up. So we did our reverse tabletop motion. Same thing, this time you're going to bring your right hand to your body, take the hips up and come up one-handed and then down. Left hand goes down, firm through your right hand, hips go up and then coming down. Press through the feet, lift the core and press the base arm into the floor and down. One more each side, up and down, and then one more coming up and then coming down. So with our two movements, one is a dynamic movement, and then the other one, this crab movement that we're building towards, is called a form specific stretch. So they're intended to be done slowly so that you really get the benefit of the range of motion that's taking you through. And this one's especially good for opening up through the chest and really useful if you want to work in a yoga practice, for example, towards wild thing or wheel. Okay, so final piece of the puzzle on this crab reach. If your hips come higher than your knees, you go to the next stage, which is to take the free arm over your head and start to rotate and look down towards your base hand. If your hips are still lower than your knees, just keep working on getting the hips up a little bit higher. We don't want to be rotating here because it causes the rotation to go into the lumbar spine. It's not really designed to do that. So focus first on getting up, and then once you're up, grounding the left arm into the floor, corkscrewing the hand into the ground, and then you can take it into the rotation. Okay, so we try that 3 or 4 times each side, probably only 3. So send the hips up, ground the right hand down, and then if you're able, bring the left hand over, take the rotation, left arm comes back, hips go down, change. Send the hips up first. Once the hips are up, start to rotate. De-rotate first, then take the hips down. To the other side, hips up first, press into the grounding arm, then open, take the gaze towards the base arm, hand comes into the chest, de-rotate first and then lower. Do 1 more each side, so hips up, press into that base arm. It's really an action of like you're trying to screw a jam jar is one of the expressions I sometimes think of. Arm comes back, de-rotate, lower, and then 1 more here, up, reaching over, and then down. Okay, so we've got the pieces of our puzzle, so we just need to put them together. I'm going to move my mat out of the way. So starting in our beast position, and we do our side kick through first of all. So side kick through to the left. You're then going to place the left foot down on the floor. The right hand is already up, and lift your hips. And this might be as far as you go, or you might turn it into the full crab reach. Then bring the right arm back, de-rotate, lower the hips, and then the left leg, the one that you kicked with, comes back underneath your body and you arrive back where we started. And we go to the other side. Side kick through right leg, place the foot down, send the hips up, and then find the rotation with the left arm. Arm comes in, hips go down, right leg comes under, and then the left leg can go straight through. To repeat, left foot down, reach up, frame the head, right arm comes back, left leg under, right leg does the kick, place the foot down, round through the right arm, crab reach, coming back down, under switch with the right leg, side kick through with the left, foot down, crab reach, bringing it back, left leg under switch, right leg side kick through, place the foot down. Do 1 more each side, crab reach, lower the hips, right leg under, left leg side kick through, place it down. So the crab reach is slow, but if you wanted then to add some tempo, you can start speeding up the kick so that there's a bit of contrast, light and shade. So it's a slow reach and then a quick transition. Last reach here, and then we're going to come back to beast. So left leg under switch to land. So that's it, little mini drill, mini flow to play with. So you can put a little bit of dynamics into it by having different tempos, different speeds. Hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for joining.